Rather than the fun, kid-friendly games I could have been playing in the late 2000s, I instead partook in the most violent, gory, and cheesiest titles I could get my hands on, thanks to my older siblings. But of all the games I could have been playing, Prototype stood apart from the rest. It's the epitome of everything the media warned your parents about, and despite its age and dog-water plot, it's still a glorious shitstorm of chaotic fun. In typical fashion, I'll be discussing its story, gameplay, and everything in between, so let us begin. See this guy? He's our main character, Alex Mercer. Alex can be described as the king of anti-heroes, and single-handedly pivots this game towards edgy cringe. I don't mean edginess in the iDub sense, especially not lately, but rather the talking in a low voice, pretending to be hot kind of way. I will be explaining his powers eventually, so hold your horses. Anywho, the game begins in the Gentech building, which can be likened to a particular lab, where Alex is getting cut open by some surgeons. Fully clothed? That makes sense. Somehow, right when they're about to fillet him, Mercer wakes up, so the surgeons skedaddle, but rightfully so. Homie was dead as hell. This spawns feds who treat the surgeons like American schoolchildren, and then proceed to turn Alex into red mist. Just kidding, Alex runs away and is magically acclimated to his newfound powers. You then book it, pushing aside any unfortunate souls in the way, and catch a car to flatten your pursuers.
I can't believe what I just did.
After wrecking 2 more choppers, Alex stumbles away, passes out, gets shot, and then discovers the wonders of identity theft. Disguising himself, he consumes another unfortunate soul, allowing access to that person's memories.
Apartment 15A, got it.
Saddle up, you got a CP.
CP? This evoked memories of his sister, Dana, who's currently being raided. So you rush to and save her, inflicting trauma in the process, and she proceeds to state her involvement with Gentech.
I've been researching that whole fucked up organization for weeks to get you information.
This leads to another flashback, which for some reason is the main form of storytelling in this game. Afterward, Dana prints out a map quest to his place, and it turns out he's big ballin'. But the feds were waiting and attempted another November 22nd. Well, that didn't work, so you snatch the person who called the hit, slurp him up, and unlock the Web of Intrigue, which is where memories are stored for easy access. You'll never use it. Completing this mission also unlocks upgrades that are basically adding and leveling up new abilities. They truly are what makes this game fun, so I'll show you my favorites in a bit. Alex then sets his mind on something.
Revenge was the only clear thought in my head. I thought if I could find out who was running Gentech before Blackwatch erased them too, I could find my past.
Revenge. Ooh. But here's where things get fucked up.
Jesus.
Dana points you to a crucial character, Elizabeth Green, who is terribly mistaken as a damsel in distress. Alex goes to free her, and, well, massive oopsie. She's essentially a walking plague with a completely unnecessary outfit, but 12-year-old me was all for it. Turns out, she was never trapped at Gentech, but rather waited for Alex to proclaim that she's mommy, cosplay as a 9/11 victim, and unleash hell on Manhattan. Before we continue, you may be wondering what all this red crap is. Well, it's the result of inhumane government tests from decades earlier, where Elizabeth Green was a sole survivor of an experimental community called Hope, Idaho. Her body manifested what's dubbed as the Redlight Virus, an artificial pathogen that rapidly mutates living organisms, and while it spreads like wildfire, it can't cross bodies of water easily. It creates a lot of bullshit, with some of the worst being these. Hunters. When you have no abilities, encountering one is equivalent to battling stage 4 cancer, making the following fight unreasonably difficult, especially if you've never played the game before. Even after nibbling on your first hunter and unlocking claw powers, Alex stands little chance against them, so fuck this mission. Later on, Dana tells you about your ex-girlfriend, Karen Parker. Since she worked with you at Gentech, you have to grab her before she gets Clinton, leading you to the first hive created by Green. Infected areas are displayed as red circles on your map, nearly always have a hive in the center, and the local population will consequently be running
A little low-grade fever?
Anyway, entering Karen's apartment, we get hit with some well-written dialogue.
I thought you were dead.
I should be.
Homie doesn't even hug back. Since outside is basically Armageddon, you leave to consume an APC operator, get access to a new driver's license, and steal one to escort her to safely. This method is how you access new vehicles and upgrade them, along with other weapons in the game, by sneaking into military bases and having some good soup. Similar to hives, they are found in the center of military zones labeled as blue circles. Side note, since the top of the game, Alex describes most events to some dude in past tense, so keeping track of the day displayed here shows if you're playing in past or present tense. To avoid boring you to death, here's a condensed version of the remaining plot. Alex is suspicious of Dr. McMullen, the lead director of research at Gentech, so he focuses all his efforts towards finding him. The doc talks with General Randall, the strategist against the Redlight Virus, who tasks this fool, Captain Cross, with yoinking Alex. Mercer then fights Cross in a hive, has a schizophrenic episode, episode, letting Captain easily inject him with an antivirus, and slowly starts to lose his powers and die. Dana, the Clutch Queen, finds Dr. Raglan, who automatically trusts and is willing to help Alex. You ask for help with both stopping the virus and preventing your impending doom, so he obliges. While playing missions without abilities isn't exactly fun, they unlock a chopper, some berserk armor, and the most important weapon in your arsenal, Slicey Boy, once you're healed. Dana then gets kidnapped. Alex shifts his focus towards saving her and killing Elizabeth. He consumes the kidnapper and discovers where she is.
She's in there.
This hive, like a Discord mod, cannot be penetrated, so Alex uses Big Boom Tank to break in, goes toe-to-toe with Demon Milf, stabs her with Raglan's antivirus, and she proceeds to vomit out a Supreme Hunter that you kill.
All of this going on up here
To save Dana. Remember how I mentioned this mystery man? Well, now's his time to shine. Somehow, Alex finds his phone and gets a bombshell dropped on him.
You're not human. You're the Blacklight Virus.
His information is flawless, which is almost too convenient. With this info, Green gets drawn out, an infuriating boss battle occurs, and after killing and consuming her, the military throws in the towel to bring the Sun to Manhattan. With little time left to act, Mystery Man advises Alex to fake being captured to get to McMullen. It works, and because of him, you learn the truth.
Down the file and back away!
Alex Mercer died. He died threatening to release the most deadly virus in history on the people of New York. You died in Penn Station, but the virus found its way into your bloodstream. And here you are.
As it turns out, it was all your fault. Good job, Alex. And now for the grand reveal. Behind the Scooby-Doo mask was Captain Cross.
In a few hours, this whole place will be glass.
Even Randall's not crazy enough to nuke Manhattan.
You're wrong.
The general then flees to an aircraft carrier to prep for La Bomba, so you consume Taggart, a fleeing military commander, and now there are no more flashbacks. So you disguise yourself as him, pretend to be arrested by Cross, and the general murks who he thinks is Taggart, proclaims the operation is over, Alex says what up, and consumes him. But then, there's a Marvel-level plot twist.
The weapon detonates, and they think the infection is cleansed. They won't be looking for me, and when I consume you, I'll be able to withstand even this.
That was fucking stupid. Not only is this twist pointless, but it's not even a fun fight. Yeah, you have freedom fighting on your side, which is kinda sick, but with the exception of it having one of Alex's abilities, this is practically the same fight as earlier. If you don't kill Cross in time, then everyone dies. Pretty sick. If you make it, however, Alex pulls a Dark Knight Rises to save the city. Literally. It's the exact same plot. The prototype came out years earlier. Since Alex is nuke-proof, apparently, the game ends with an epic monologue that is completely tarnished by his actions in the sequel. Oh well. Now, you might be asking yourself, if the plot is so mediocre, isn't your title misleading? Hell no! You don't play this game for the story, you play it to fuck shit up. So let's do just that and cover some upgrades. Upgrades are separated into categories, but the most important one, initially, is movement. It's important to max this out as quickly as possible for optimal zoomies. As mentioned earlier, in order to unlock and increase the effectiveness of weapons, you need to infiltrate military bases and consume these specific targets. It's crucial that you enable stealth consume and patsy before doing so, however, because otherwise, uh-oh. For survivability, just upgrade as needed. It's not that complicated. As far as powers go, muscle mass is meant to strengthen regular attacks, claws are great for crowds and overall mayhem. Hammers blow ass, but are designed to counter heavy armor. Whips are great for keeping distance and grabbing. They're also great for clearing lines at Disneyland. The blade power is very good. Just look at it go. There's also the armor I previously mentioned, as well as a shield for street sweeping to up your defense. But of all upgrades, the true fun lies within the combat category, where you have options like ninja kicks, chucking shit, air stomping, dive bombing, and several other glorious abilities. I definitely have my favorites, but if you've played this game before, let me know what yours are in the comments below. Lastly are collectibles, hints, challenges, and persons of intrigue, which are all basically just XP farms. Challenges can help you improve with different weapons and abilities, and they're decently fun. People of intrigue are marked on your map and help you expand your web of intrigue, so if you care about lore, then there you go. If you're a 100% player, covering everything should take you roughly 40 to 60 hours, depending on how efficient you are, which all things considered isn't too bad, so keep that in mind. But overall, Prototype is one of those classics that I find myself replaying every few years, and despite its flaws, if you don't take it too seriously, I'm sure you'll enjoy it just as much as I do. If you like videos like this and want to see more, don't forget to like and subscribe for more in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.